But, like, I have problems. No, everyone has problems. Shit. Hello, this is my review of Edge of 17. Think it's not the Edge of Tomorrow, right? That was called Live, Die, Repeat. No, all you need is kill. Something. Anyway, uh, so this movie, I didn't hear anything about it going into it. Like, I saw one review before I went to see it because I wasn't going to go see it. I work at a movie theater, and so I get like I know of every movie that comes out essentially, but I literally had never heard of The Edge of 17 before like it actually came out, which is weird because I keep up. I watch a lot of movie news online. I keep up with a lot of those things. So I usually know when any sort of even decent movie comes out, but I had never heard of this movie ever, and I wasn't going to go see it because I had never heard of it ever, which maybe is a bad thing to do, but like I kind of figured that if it's not getting any marketing at all, it might be bad. Like not even in independent stuff, like I hadn't heard of it at all. Um, but don't listen to your gut if that's telling you not to see this movie. I'm telling you, this is one of the best films of the year. It is incredible. It is so much better than I could have ever expected it to be. It's not just like one of those. It's so much better than I thought. It's amazing. It's one of those movies that you have to sit up and pay attention to because it is important. You know, this movie is a female-directed movie, a female-led movie, and it deals with problems of being a teenage girl or a teenager in general, but specifically a teenage girl. And it's an important thing to talk about, you know, because a lot of we get like all the boys that have all the problems and oh god, everyone's just such a douche. You know, you have a lot of those movies. And you get like the flowery, sunshiny kind of coming of age movies that women oftentimes have to star in or whatever. That we can go into the cynicism of Hollywood or whatever, but this was one of those things where you saw it from just a real girl's perspective. This is just a real movie about a real person having real problems. And I loved it. You know, there's nothing over dramatic about it. There's nothing that gets overplayed or overdone. You know, Haley Steinfeld is so charming as the lead and so funny and so interesting. But she's not like a caricature. She's just a human being. And sometimes the things in life are funny. And that's what this movie really nicely emphasizes as far as the humor goes. But there's also a wonderful dramatic element. You know, we all go through that. You know, a lot of times it touches on this idea that a lot of times we get stuck in our own world where we don't think that other people have to deal with this thing, that we see the popular jock who has all the friends in the world and we just assume that they have everything figured out. But this movie says no, that's not true. No one has it figured out. Pretty people, ugly people, fat people, skinny people, ripped people, all of us have to figure out this thing called life. It's not just handed to nearly any of us, you know, and that's what this movie touches on. You know, there's rich people in it that have problems. There's poor people in it that have problems. There's damn attractive people that have problems. And I love that, you know. There's these wonderful and beyond that, it's populated with these just wonderfully kind characters that are so human. None of them are perfect, you know. They're so human. They make mistakes. They say the wrong thing because that's what we do. You know, no one ever says the right thing 100% of the time, no matter how good of people we are. You know, we all make mistakes. And this movie highlights it. There's this wonderful performance by Woody Harrelson as her teacher that she talks to a lot. That he kind of plays that sarcastic, funny teacher. But there's an element of sadness behind his eyes. And there's an element of like, there's an element of beyond the sadness, caring. You know, he doesn't know how to care that much, but he wants to. He doesn't know how to comfort people, but he wants to. He's always just been a sarcastic guy, and he's filled with self-consciousness and self-doubt. which is something you don't see a lot. You know, you usually get the mentor who just knows everything and that's perfect, but he's not. He doesn't know how things work all the time, and he messes up a couple of times with her. He says the wrong thing, and it really upsets her, and that happens in real life. That's how it really goes, and I loved that. I loved this story. You know, there's nothing particularly fancy about how it's shot. There's no performances that are just like out there, like smashing, crying, begging for an Oscar. But I think that Haley Steinfeld should be nominated. She was incredible. She was so real and likable. Uh, she portrayed this element of vulnerability, even in that tough exterior kind of girl, and I love that. You know, Blake Jenner's in this movie. He's literally genetically perfect, and he still has those problems. He's amazing in this movie. Also, like I bought everything that he did. Woody Harrelson, I already mentioned. Her mother, I'm not sure of the actress's name. She did a great job. She had a best friend in the movie that was also amazing, and I've never heard of this actress before. Um, it's popular with these wonderful performances, and that's not even to mention Irwin, who's like in love with her a little bit. He's sweet and romantic and funny, but he's so imperfect. It is adorable. You know, he's not the perfect guy sidekick or whatever. He's just kind, you know? And kind people can be awkward as hell, and he is, but it's a wonderful kind of thing. As far as this, I have to give it 100. I can't think of anything I disliked about it at all. I loved every minute of the movie, and I loved every second of getting to experience this world from the eyes of this wonderfully engaging and funny teenager, played perfectly by Haley Steinfeld. Yeah, that's my review. So go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. Get my name out there. That'd be amazing if you could. Any support is greatly appreciated. I love doing this, and I would love to keep doing it. Thank you, and goodbye.